rain, hailstones, high winds, lightning, and more. The storm threat continues. Ahead, who has a 40% chance of possible tornadoes even?
Hey, you know what? If those storms don't have you sweating, the heat definitely will. We're going to let you know where you're going to need a cool place to find in the indoors if you're trying to avoid the heat in the Northeast. Plus, we're going to let you know where a heat wave may be setting up for next week. All right, folks, we're breaking down the forecast for you all across the country. We're going to let you know where you're going to have some waterlogged areas as well and who needs rain.
And with that said, welcome to Weather Center. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Reynolds Wolf. And throughout the day, we're going to share more of those emotional 911 calls that have been coming out of Wimberley, Texas during last month's flooding. Just terrifying.
Yes, that's one of the big weather stories we have to share with you. We also want you to know that we have our third tropical storm of the season in the Eastern Pacific. More on the track of Tropical Storm Carlos because its impacts now will be felt at a popular vacation destination.
You're absolutely right about that. And then look at this. This is a big concern today in parts of North Florida. Residents are cleaning up after a tornado ripped through part of St. Johns County. This happened yesterday. The EF0 tornado had winds of 80 miles per hour. Now, it did uproot some trees and snap some power lines, but also damaged some roofs too, Viv.
All right, so let's bring in storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel. He's in the lab to show us where the severe threat is today.
Viv, thank you very much. Let's have a look at where the showers and storms are right now in the upper Midwest, because I think we're going to see a replay later on today. Moving across parts of Iowa and northern Illinois, no severe weather now, just some heavy rain. But later on this afternoon, the atmosphere is going to get a little bit more unstable, and you can see why that might be the case. Looking at the visible satellite picture here, a lot of clear skies jamming in that way, and that tells me that with the sun out, the air is going to get more and more unstable, particularly across this zone right about in here. That's where the atmosphere is kind of primed for big storms now, and that's not really going to change much, except it's going to get a little bit more intense. So that area of instability is not far away from where the fastest winds aloft are here. So when you have those thunderstorms tapping that instability and using that strong wind aloft, that wind shear, that means we're going to be primed for severe weather, particularly where those ingredients overlap, and that would be right in that zone, right in there. So later on this afternoon, watch as the models try to do just that. Right in here with some big storms lining up from Kansas City through parts of southern Iowa, Ottumwa, getting into the Chicago area by 10 o'clock. The primary risks today are high winds and hail, but the threat of a tornado does exist, particularly across parts of southern Iowa and northern Missouri later on this evening. Viv, back to you.
All right, we're watching that area closely. In fact, let's just recap what Dr. Postel just said. Anywhere from just west of Detroit all the way down to east of Denver, we're looking at the threat of severe weather. Of course, where you see the orange, that's where the storms will be strong with gusty winds, but the severe weather, we're including, again, the threat of tornadoes. So Denver, here you go. Thunderstorms throughout the rest of the day. I think it'll start within the next couple of hours and then extend right on into the 9 o'clock hour, perhaps even beyond that for you in the Mile High City. So just keep an eye to the sky. Kansas City, much of the same for you. Watch to the sky because we're talking about those storms certainly developing later in the afternoon toward the evening hours. Des Moines, Iowa, the same for you. We're all in this target zone now of the threat of the severe storms throughout the day today and even the wee hours of the morning for you, Des Moines. And here we go, Chicago. We think it'll be later in the day for you. But again, we want to give you heads up right now because those storms could turn severe. But you know we will be the first one to let you know if a severe weather watch or certainly if a severe thunderstorm or tornado warning is issued for your area. Back to you, Reynolds.
All right, Viv, thanks so much. Taking a look right now at the hometown of Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago. That's right. And let me tell you right now, we've got a little bit of hazy action right now. Could see some thunder boomers later on today. Maybe even some as we pile our way into next week, too. We're getting in that weird summertime pattern right off Lake Michigan. Comfortable times during the morning and midday hours, but then the humidity kind of kicks in. Thunderstorms kicking in tomorrow. Could see some early with 73 degrees. Saturday looks lovely. It really does. 72 degrees in Wrigleyville. And then as we get into both Sunday and Monday, the thunder boomers come in. Temperatures warming up, too. Those hit or miss storms can be expected. We could see more of that came from in terms of the hit or miss storms going through Detroit, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Louisville, over into Albany, everything going from west to east tomorrow. There is going to be a chance of tornadic activity as well, not just in parts of the upper Midwest or the Great Lakes. but into the southern plains too. And notice for tomorrow, spotty hail, could have some severe storms from Wichita along southbound to I-35 to Oklahoma City, Lubbock, Amarillo in the Permian Basin. Could be kind of nasty. A lot of reasons for it. That area low pressure is going to be one of them. Split flow in the jet stream is also going to play a part. And what that low is going to do is going to help pull in some of that moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. Where it meets up with that jet stream, well, that meeting could cause some trouble. A couple fronts moving across. Those disturbances could create some showers, storms, and this front, which is going to drop anchor and stay motionless for you just for a little bit, you're going to see some things firing up right along that line. Some of these could produce some heavy rainfall, could have some tornadic activity, thunderstorms, all but a certainty for you. And heavy rain, well, yeah, that's going to be in the mix too. And some locations could get a light spattering. Other places where you happen to see the yellow or the darker grains, that's where it's really serious business. Some of this anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. Other places, maybe even more, especially just to the southwest of Wichita, spilling on over into parts of the Oklahoma Panhandle and maybe even North Texas. So we're talking about a big area that could deal with it. Omaha, you're certainly going to be dealing with your chance of scattered showers and storms. They're going to kick off mainly this afternoon. Then we're going to see more of them into Saturday and Sunday. But a nice break, Vivian, when we get into Friday with 77. Viv?
All right. Well, Reynolds, we have chilling new audio from the catastrophic flash flood that overwhelmed Wimberley, Texas over the Memorial Day weekend. 9 victims have been recovered and identified so far, including Laura McComb, who called 911 as the Blanco River rushed into their vacation home. The water level inside the house was rising at an unbelievable rate of 2 feet every 5 minutes, with simply no way for rescuers to get there in time.
Hayes County 911, do you need police, fire, EMS? Hi, I'm not sure where we're located. We're on the Blanco River in Wimberley, and the water is up to the 2nd story into the house. Okay, what's your address? Or the address of the emergency? 100 Deer Crossing. Deer Crossing? Deer Crossing.
And throughout today's show, more from the 911 calls Laura made as the Blanco River rose to a record-shattering 40 feet over Memorial Day weekend. Reynolds?
Okay, Viv, coming up, we're going to be talking about what we're going to have. What we're going to have throughout much of the day, including some of those 911 calls, certainly terrifying prospects, plus the possibility of severe weather. We're talking about that too, coming up.
Lennox makes the quietest system you can find. So even though it's the most powerful force in your home, it won't sound like it is.
For more information, contact your local Lennox dealer.
Heartburn.
Someone say burn? Try Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. They work fast and don't taste chalky.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Alka-Seltzer Heartburn Relief Chews. Enjoy the relief.
Color is a beautiful thing. I know. Color is a beautiful thing. I know. Oh, yes, I know. Color is the I Ching for sure. Ding, dang. Color is a beautiful.
If you feel it, you can find it. All new color by Behr. Exclusively at the Home Depot.
Don't just visit Orlando.
Oh, man.
Visit TripAdvisor Orlando.
I'm a dolphin.
TripAdvisor not only has millions of real travelers' reviews and opinions, but checks hundreds of websites so people can get the best hotel prices. To plan, compare, and book the perfect trip, visit TripAdvisor.com today.
Go beyond the woods and find your inner fat guy. Join the Fat Guys community on Facebook.
Come on in, let me show you around.
Survival tips.
Okay, nice skill.
Exclusive videos.
I said I gotta be on that show.
And go behind this week's episode.
I thought I'd give you a quick mini tour.
Get the full survival experience. Find Fat Guys in the Woods on Facebook.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, we're live from Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, we're going to try all sorts of fun stuff that when you and your family go out there, you can do.
All right, wake up with Al at 5 a.m. Eastern and AMHQ at 7.
No espresso machine this time.
This Father's Day, let's turn our hero into a superhero. Let's give him the power, consult with his sidekick, and equip him with all the super tools he needs, all on a mild-mannered budget, so he can spend some quality time back in his lair, then come out strong and save the day. Let's do this. Get special Father's Day savings like this Husky tool set for just $99. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
I take these out to put in Dr. Scholl's Active Series insoles. They help reduce wear and tear on my legs because they have triple zone protection and reduce shock by 40%. So I feel like I'm ready to take on anything.
Meet Ron, a big guy with a big heart. His mom would agree. When Ron took her in, unexpected medical bills followed, and things got a little out of hand. That's when he reached out to Rise, with cash in your account as soon as tomorrow, and rates that go down over time, letting Ron focus on what matters most. Seconds. Rise, with $500 to $5,000 in your account. Tomorrow's looking up.
I think I'm ready for that, because we just came from Michigan. It was like in the 40s. So right now it's nice here, but maybe a little muggy.
Well, I think we're pretty conditioned to that, being from Central Valley, you know, in California. So the humidity is a little different here.
How so?
How so? It's more humid here. You know, it's much more humid here, and you sweat more.
If you ever spend time during the summer in the tidal basin of Washington, D.C., that guy's absolutely right. We're talking muggy as can be. The heat is definitely on parts of the I-95 corridor. It is relentless.
Well, so is our own Reagan Medji. She's there, and while she was there, she caught up with the Park Service officials to get the lowdown and their feelings on this summer heat.
It's quickly warming up here in Washington, D.C. The high today is going to be 93 degrees, and we're not going to be getting anywhere out of that for the entire weekend. Also, today has an air quality alert, meaning that the air is unhealthy for people with asthma, heart disease, lung disease, children, and the elderly. But face it, people are going to be going out. So we spoke with the National Park Service spokesperson, and he says if you're going to go out, we're ready for you because we have things in place to make sure that it's enjoyable for everyone.
Plan your day accordingly. In the heat of the afternoon, get inside. There's plenty to do in Washington. The Smithsonian's are free. Wonderful lessons and exhibits on American history and natural history and the Air and Space Museum, all free with free air conditioning as well. So in the heat of the day, get off the mall, get inside, and then come back out in the evening as the crowds start to thin out and as the temperatures start to drop. There is nothing like visiting the memorials when they're lit at night, and all of them are open and available 24 hours a day.
The National Park Service says do not wade in the fountains or the ponds in the park. He says basically it's just disrespectful. Again, here in Washington, D.C., the high today will be 93, but it'll feel closer to 100. Back to you.
Yes, it's that heat and humidity that's on the increase over the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, and even you, New York City, getting in on the action with the heat. Right now, temperatures are already in the middle 80s. It's about 87 degrees, dew points in the 60s. So it's becoming increasingly humid, too, in the Big Apple. So please prepare for that. I mean, hot today and even tomorrow, kind of a carbon copy of today. We're forecasting highs in the mid-80s in the New York City area, even on on Saturday. Sunday in the low 80s for the most part. And then we think on Monday we'll break the heat wave and return to near average readings with readings in the upper 70s. And again, that's the average afternoon high. New York City around 77, 78 degrees this time of year. Here we go. We have a big dome of high pressure in the upper levels, and that's just making all of this hot air just sit over the southeast, the lower Mississippi Valley, the mid-Atlantic, and eventually into the northeast. And we're talking about afternoon highs running a good 10 to 15 degrees from Ohio all the way to the northeastern corridor. Here's a look at the numbers. Tomorrow in the 90s back toward Cincinnati and even the western parts of Kentucky. Saturday, Cincinnati, about 85 degrees. Washington, D.C., again, as mentioned, 90 degrees, and 95 down toward Raleigh and Durham in North Carolina. Keep in mind the humidity on the increase as well. Reynolds?
Okay, Vivian, thanks so much. Well, folks, before you felt the heat across parts of the Midwest or the Northeast, it came across parts of the Midwest, and that actually made for the appearance of one sweet treat. We're talking strawberries.
It's been kind of slow, actually, and I think that's due to people just aren't ready for, or thinking their strawberries shouldn't be ready yet, but they really are. And
one local strawberry farms are actually open now for business in parts of the southeastern corner of, well, your guess is as good as mine. I'm guessing Minnesota. That's right. Usually berry farms are open for Father's Day weekend, but many have opened their fields thanks to the warm-up that helped really mature some of the fruit much earlier than usual. Vivian?
All right, thanks very much, Reynolds. Well, weather beneficial in that case, but as we all know, weather can prove to be very dangerous ahead, where the Coast Guard had to rush to the rescue when fishermen ran into trouble on the water. Then, restoring a key source of water, the unusual step taken to keep water flowing to Las Vegas.
Hurry into Lowe's today for great Father's Day savings, like 15% off select special order doors and windows, plus a free basic Stainmaster home installation on carpet purchases, $4.99 and more. Don't miss out on summer's biggest savings at Lowe's.
This kid makes stains like crazy, so we got our new HE washing machine, but it took forever.
Turns out it wasn't the machine, it was our detergent. So we switched to Tide Turbo Clean. Now we get way cleaner clothes, way faster.
HE Turbo Clean, 6 times the cleaning power in half the time.
Can a protein originally found in a jellyfish improve your memory? Our scientists say yes. Researchers have discovered a protein that actually supports healthier brain function. It's the breakthrough in a supplement called Prevagen. As we age, we lose proteins that support our brain. Prevagen supplements these proteins and has been clinically shown to improve memory. It's safe and effective. For support of healthier brain function, a sharper mind, and clearer thinking, try Prevagen for yourself today.
My budget was always second-guessing me when I'd buy stuff for the family. Fingerhut, 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 Fingerhut. At Fingerhut.com, we can shop with low monthly payments. Over 200,000 items and growing from brands like Samsung, Lego, and KitchenAid. Just click on over to Fingerhut.com to get the credit you deserve and great stuff for your family. Oh, not Fingerhut. I got that at a garage sale for $1.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy and everything was smooth.
And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
Home Advisor.
Welcome to Drummond Island. Grab your axes, follow me. Whoa, 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 whoa. This changes everything, man.
Can't believe it.
A new episode of Fat Guys in the Woods, Sunday at 9, only on the Weather Channel.
Bahamas Paradise Cruise Line has exciting cruise rates for Florida residents and visitors on many cruise dates, with prices of just $149 for interior cabins and $169 for ocean view cabins. Your 2-night cruise includes delicious dining, great live shows, lots of fun, lots of pampering, and an exciting day in the Bahamas. Call 800-814-7100 to book your Bahamas cruise from just $149. 800-814-7100.
For a limited time, save up to $200 on 4 tires at Tire Kingdom. With up to $100 off instantly. Plus another $100 after rebate when you use your Tire Kingdom credit card. Choose select in-stock Goodyear, Continental, Cooper, and more. Get ready for summer at Tire Kingdom. Buy 4 tires and get up to $200 off. Tire Kingdom Service Centers. That's all you need.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, we're live from Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, we're going to try all sorts of fun stuff that when you and your family go out there, you can do.
All right, wake up with Al at 5 a.m. Eastern and AMHQ at 7.
No espresso machine this time.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, check this out. Caught live on tape, a dramatic rescue by Coast Guard Alaska. You have 4 people in a fishing boat that plunged into 6-foot wild seeds when their 73-foot boat started sinking. This happened earlier this week. The helicopter crew rescued the 4, then flew the crew to Sitka and thankfully to safety. Meanwhile, in Colorado, word of another rescue, this one involving the missing Boy Scouts. The Scouts from Arizona were stranded in knee-deep snow and ice yesterday. They were up at 12,000 feet in the mountains of Colorado. Now, 2 rescue crews worked very hard to find them. One managed to reach the group and then led them right back down the mountain. The group of 36 kids, 7 adults, were hiking in the Richmond Pass area when they became stranded. Meanwhile, in Peoria, Illinois, one young man is very fortunate to be alive. He was swept away by floodwater earlier this week. Just a terrifying story.
I was very scared because I know I had family and friends right by me. And I was just hoping to God that I'll see something to grab.
Man, imagine how scared his family must have been, too. The team was terrified. His older brother then jumped in, trying to save him. They grabbed hands, but the fast-moving water ripped them apart. So Jackson managed to grab hold of a pipe, pull himself from the water. Vivian, get this. He held on for 10 hours before dropping down and finding help. Wow. Terrifying. Absolutely.
But now, very brave.
Very brave. Absolutely. A different type of rescue tale has been playing out for months. This one beneath Lake Mead in Nevada.
Yes, and NBC's Harry Smith looks at an ambitious project to refill one of the largest reservoirs in the nation.
If you want to know just how bad the drought is in the Southwest, take a good look at Lake Mead. The water level on Lake Mead has dropped 130 feet since the late 1990s. What does that mean? That means the surface used to be up there at the top of what they call the bathtub ring. And if you're the city of Las Vegas, that poses a very big problem. 90% of the city's water comes from here. As the water drops, it will leave intake pipes literally sucking air. What to do? Start digging.
We're in an elevator that goes 600 feet underground. It takes us to the end of a tunnel that's 3 miles long that goes all the way underneath Lake Mead.
Down below, we hop on what's called a Loki, a kind of subway that hauls workers and tools. It's more than a little eerie down here, knowing one of the world's largest reservoirs is somewhere above us. Our guide is the tunnel's engineering project manager, Erica Moonen.
As the lake continued to decline, it really became a concern that we were going to lose capacity altogether, being able to pump the water from the lake.
7 years and $800 million later, the digging is done. A modern marvel.
Right now, we're at the end of our 3-mile tunnel.
So if we look up, what's up there?
Lake Mead.
That's holding back the lake.
Exactly.
Wow.
Come October, they plan to open that hole in the bottom of the sea, ensuring southern Nevada's water needs for years to come. Waiting for the drought to end was a gamble Las Vegas wasn't going to take. Harry Smith, NBC News, Lake Mead.
Pretty incredible. Well, the latest drought figures are in, and here's what they show. Again, still pretty bad here in the central parts of Nevada. Of course, Lake Mead is down near Las Vegas. Exceptional drought. At least 17% of the state still experiencing drought problems now in Nevada. It has been a totally different story, though, in Texas. At the beginning of the year, of course, we had exceptional drought conditions near the Red River, but because we've had so much rain here, the drought has been totally eradicated for the most part.
My goodness, Vivian, thanks so much. All right, folks, coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to hear more from the chilling audio of the catastrophic flash flood that affected Wimberley, Texas over the Memorial Day weekend. That story's coming up.
Hello? Hello? What's your address? Where are you located? Where are you located? Hello?
This program brought to you by the 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience it, and there is no going back.
The 306 horsepower Lexus GS. Experience the next level of performance, and there's no going back. Lease the 2015 GS 350 F Sport with complimentary navigation system for these terms. See your Lexus dealer.
I've got plans, and this is my baby right now. So it's just not the right time to get pregnant. That's why I chose Skyla. Skyla is the small, flexible IUD that prevents pregnancy for up to 3 years. So for me, there are no daily pills or monthly refills. I got my Skyla placed in just a few minutes at my OBGYN's office. And if I want to try to get pregnant, I can get it removed whenever I want.
If you have a pelvic infection, get infections easily, or have certain cancers, don't use Skyla. Less than 1% of users get a serious infection called PID. If you have persistent pelvic or stomach pain, or if Skyla comes out, tell your doctor. Skyla may attach or go through the uterus and cause other problems. Pregnancy while using Skyla is uncommon, but can be life-threatening and may result in loss of pregnancy or fertility. Ovarian cysts may occur, but usually disappear. Bleeding and spotting may increase in the first 3 to 6 months and remain irregular. Periods over time usually become shorter, lighter, or may stop. Skyla does not protect against HIV or STDs.
Talk to your OBGYN about making the move to Skyla.
Check with your insurance to find out if you can get Skyla at no cost.
I am never getting married.
We're never having kids.
We are never moving to the suburbs.
We're never having another kid.
I'm pregnant.
I'm never letting go.
For all the nevers in life, State Farm is there.
1 can of Bush's beans. Home style sounds good, but country style not without its charms. Brown sugar hickory? Who says no to hickory? New sweet heat? Sure. There are no rules here.
Bush's Beans. What's your favorite flavor? Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number for a free idea kit so you can discover all the benefits of owning your own pool. Compared to traditional pools, endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Our precision-engineered pools enable you to swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed and ability. Endless pools are perfect for year-round health and fitness, relaxation, and family fun. DVD will show you how easy it is for the whole family to enjoy a pool in your home or backyard. An endless pool or an endless pool swim spa can become a showplace for your home. Call our toll-free number to find out more about endless pools. The free idea kit will show you just how easy it is to be able to swim at home.
Climate change, of course, has a lot to do with the Middle East, more than people realize. After all, Syria experienced the worst drought in its modern history from 2006 to 2010. Those were the 4 years leading up to the Syrian revolution.
The Weather Channel presents 25 Unexpected Voices. Hear their stories at climate25.com.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. Today, sunshine and clouds mixed. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 86. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Tomorrow on AMHQ, we're live from Branson, Missouri.
Yeah, we're going to try all sorts of fun stuff that when you and your family go out there, you can do.
All right, wake up with Al at 5 a.m. Eastern and AMHQ at 7.
No espresso machine this time.
It's going to stay above 30 feet for months.
And we're just ready for the water to go away.
Homes turned into islands thanks to flooding at 1:30. That's a threat that we continue to follow on Weather Center Live. Thanks for joining us. I'm Vivian Brown.
And I'm Reynolds Wolf. And right now we're hearing from some of those involved in one of the worst flood disasters in recent weeks.
Hello? Hello? Dad, we're floating. Hey, what's your address? Where are you located? Where are you located? Hello?
Unbelievable. That is one of the family members who died when the flood-swollen Blanco River ripped away a vacation home in Wimberley, Texas. This happened late last month. More on the 911 calls are being released, and we're going to talk those and share those with you coming up in a few moments.
All right, but first, we want to tell you about the ongoing threat for storms that not only produce flooding rain, but this, a water spout. Yeah, this one developed near Gulf Shoals, Alabama.
That's right. Not unusual to see those. Those do happen. Storm specialist Dr. Greg Postell is in the lab with more on the storm threat for today. Dr. Greg, who looks like they may be dealing with the biggest threat?
Parts of the upper Midwest, all the way really from Chicago southwestward to Denver. Let's have a look at the map. The area that we've got shaded in red is the area most likely to see severe weather, with the primary hazards today being high winds and hail, though, of course, you really can't ever rule out the possibility of a brief spin up with some of these storms. Let's go to Colorado right now, where we've got the only severe thunderstorm warning on the map. This is for El Paso County, Colorado, for the cities of Black Forest, Glen Eagle, and Woodmore until 11:45. That's the storm right there. And just for reference, there's Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs just to the south. This is being warned for the possibility of producing quarter-size hail, but I want to point out is essentially stationary. It's moving north at about 5 miles per hour, so it's going to produce a lot of rain, and if there's hail, that hail is going to accumulate as well. Let's now move off to the Midwest, where we think things are going to get more active later on today. We've already got showers and storms rolling their way to, kind of swirling their way right across Iowa. You can see that little twirl near Des Moines, moving on off toward the east-northeast. Well, later on this afternoon, this very same area is going to get more unstable thanks to some clearing that's trying to work its way in from the southwest. You can see on the visible satellite pictures, there's the clearing line kind of trying to poke its way up into parts of southwestern Iowa and northwestern Missouri. So once that initial batch of showers and storms rolls through, we're going to see the redevelopment of storms probably along the cold front. And if I can draw it for you, this is going to be pretty cool. The cold front is actually, believe it or not, all the way back about there. So out ahead of that cold front, right in here, that's where the air mass is going to be getting more unstable. So you can see that growing there. The sun is out, it's heating up. The air mass is reasonably humid, certainly enough to support severe weather in that zone. But in addition, when you roll up the ingredients for severe weather, we also have some pretty strong winds aloft, adding some wind shear up in here that is going to be allowing those storms to survive and actually last a long time and rotate. So those rotating thunderstorms or supercells could produce some significant hail across this region. There's the overlap between the instability and the strong winds right in that zone, and it is precisely there that we think the worst of all the weather will be later on this afternoon in terms of severe. You can see them rolling across parts of southern Iowa and northern Missouri, even getting into parts of Chicago. So it's along that zone, guys. Be careful for some big storms later on this afternoon and this evening. Reynolds and Viv, back to you.
All right, thanks so much, tough guy. Got a good idea what's happening now in terms of the storms, but as we ease our way into the weekend, There's more where they came from. We might be doing more of the rough stuff as we jump into the forecast. In fact, it's going to be parts of the Ohio Valley, mid-Mississippi Valley, venturing into the Northeast for tomorrow. Albany, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Louisville, Indianapolis, even Detroit. Whew, all places that might be dealing with the rough times. For parts of the Central Plains, they could have it in Wichita, Oklahoma City. Not so much in Dallas, but better chance of it in Amarillo and Lubbock, maybe even Midland, Odessa area. Now, the reason why we're going to be seeing is we take a look at this area. You have the area low pressure over the Four Corners. You've got the split flow with the jet stream. The moisture from Blanca, the remnants, is going to be pulling its way from parts of the Rockies, but at the same time, with that big ridge developing, it creates a bit of a vacuum. And what's going to fill that void is going to be the moist air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. So you've got an increase of dew points. Humidity levels are going to be higher, and that's going to help fuel some showers and storms right along that jet stream and along this boundary that's going to be just stalled off. It's going to drop anchor, and right along that is where you could have the heavy showers and storms. Flooding, is it possible? Could we be dealing with that? Yeah, that's really a possibility. And not only that, some strong storms near Oklahoma City, Shamrock, Texas. We see them on Saturday, more widespread across the northern plains and back in the central plains, perhaps even into parts of the Ohio Valley, not only on Saturday, but even on Sunday. So, Vivian, a lot of folks dodging the raindrops as we make our way through the weekend. Over to you, Viv.
Yeah, so say it ain't so, but that is the case. The rain will be returning to parts of the south. The good news is that so far the month of June has been kind to much of Texas and Oklahoma. But as you could see, May, not so much. We had record rainfall totals. Check it out. Austin, over 17.5 inches. Even Dallas, almost 17 inches of rain during the month of May. And Oklahoma City, almost 20 inches. And there you see Wichita Falls, 17 inches of rain last month. But as mentioned, so far June has been fairly dry in these same areas. Much of Texas into Oklahoma. Now that is the good news. The bad news is that we'll watch the next system coming on out of the west, and it's going to enhance the chance of that low-level moisture to start off. And then as the storm system comes out of the west, it's going to tap into that unstable air mass and create more showers and storms across the already very waterlogged regions across Texas and Oklahoma. In fact, through Sunday, we're talking about the bullseye being right here, the panhandles of Texas and Oklahoma. That's where as much as 3 to 5 inches, even 5 to 8 inches a little farther north here in the southern parts of Kansas, right on through the next several days. We'll be here, of course, with the rain gauges, keeping you updated on the final totals. Reynolds, back to you.
All right, Vivian, thanks so much. Well, folks, throughout the show, we've been playing you audio with 911 dispatchers from people that have been calling for help during last month's catastrophic flooding in Texas. 9 victims have been recovered and identified so far, including Laura McComb, who called 911 as the Blanco River rushed into their vacation home in Wimberley. This is the last call, well, actually the first call that Laura McComb made, and she says the water was already up to the second floor of the dwelling.
87911, do you need police, fire, EMS? Hi, we are, I'm not sure where we're located. We're on the Blanco River in Wimberley, and the water is up to the second story into the house. Okay, what's your address? Or the address of the emergency? 100 Deer Crossing. Deer Crossing? Deer Crossing. Okay, Crossing Lane, correct? Deer Crossing. Okay, and what is your name? Laura, Laura, McComb, MCCOMB. And you said it's in your second floor? It's coming up to the second floor. I mean, it's so high up. Okay. And we have no exit out of it. Okay, well, just make sure you don't go to the attic so you don't get stuck, okay? But don't go in the attic because I don't want you to get stuck there, okay? Okay. But I will get them out there as soon as I can. Okay, thank you. No problem.
You know, it's amazing, Vivian, how the way that unfolded. You don't have the warnings like you do with tornado sirens or anything. It just came on so suddenly. What a terrifying thing for the family.
Very, very dangerous. Over the years, we've reported on these dangers. And
currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Zantac heartburn alert! Stop! Nexium can take 24 hours to work. Zantac's different. Zantac rushes relief in as little as 30 minutes. For relief without the wait, try Zantac. No pill relieves heartburn faster.
We were below the 88th southern parallel. We had traveled for over 850 miles. My men driven nearly mad from starvation and frostbite. Today we make history.
Bienvenidos! Welcome to the South Pole!
If you're Dora the Explorer, you explore. It's what you do.
What took you so long?
If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
You did it! Yay!
This Father's Day, let's turn our hero into a superhero. Let's give him the power, consult with his sidekick, and equip him with all the super tools he needs, all on a mild-mannered budget, so he can spend some quality time back in his lair, then come out strong and save the day. Let's do this. Get special Father's Day savings like this Husky tool set for just 99 bucks. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing.
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
These scenes at a hospital in Central Africa may look like an emergency, but at Save the Children, we see this throughout the world every single day. Among the new arrivals is Kayembe. So frail, he can no longer stand. Kayembe is almost 2 years old, but his weight is less than half that of a healthy child his age.
5 grammes de malnutrition.
Kayembe is slowly dying. He needs food, and he needs medicine urgently. These are the basic things that you can help us provide by calling the number on your screen now and giving just $10 a month. That's less than 35 cents a day. We know what it takes to save lives. It takes us, you, and as little as $10 a month. Save the Children is on the ground in the U.S. and all over the world, but we need your help to deliver life-saving medicine, medical care, clean water, and nutritious food to children in desperate need. For a child as critically ill as Kayembe, a single phone call can make the difference. Please, pick up the phone now. For less than 35 cents a day, you can help us save a child's life. Call now, and you'll receive this special Save the Children tote bag as a thank you for your support and a reminder of the lives. Every day, 19,000 children die from preventable causes. That's one child every 5 seconds. But it doesn't have to be this way. For just $10 a month, you can make a difference. Please, don't put this off. We need your help to get these children the critical medicine, food, and clean water they urgently need.
S'il n'y a pas assez de nourriture à donner aux enfants, les enfants vont mourir.
Call Save the Children now and help us save a child's life.
Away. Is the smell of salt in the air. It's the sound a seashell makes. Away is a place that's beyond your imagination, yet well within your means. Find your away. For a dealer in the RV that's right for you, visit GoRVing.com.
Scanning the radar for you, and we have quite a bit of rain over parts of the Midwest. Look at the solid shield from South Dakota all the way to Minneapolis and covering much of Wisconsin. Look at that batch moving through the east to central parts of Iowa. But I wanted to point out this lone thunderstorm that is developing just south and east of Denver. This particular thunderstorm has a severe thunderstorm warning out on it. We've had some hailstones, we've had some gusty winds, but also a flash flood warning out on this too, because notice it isn't moving very much, and we've had a lot of rain just within the last hour, over 5 inches perhaps. That's what the radar estimate is indicating. So very heavy rain from this lone thunderstorm cell that's developing near the Black Forest area south and east of Denver. Reynolds?
Wow, that's some rough stuff there. Got to be careful there in that part of the world. All right, folks, last month proved to be incredibly busy for the First Response Team of America as severe weather exploded dramatically across much of the Great Plains. But as our own Maria La Rosa explains, one state in particular seems to have really a bullseye right on top of it.
It was a brutal 1-2 combination of severe weather in Texas. First came the tornado in Van.
It was just destruction everywhere you went.
Devastation is just unbelievable.
Next came epic flooding. The small town of Wimberley was hit especially hard.
I've never seen a devastation like this before.
It's tragic.
As the Lone Star State reeled from both blows, the First Response Team was there to help.
The kinds of equipment that are needed for a tornado is different than some of the equipment that's needed for floods. And the First Response Team is designed to switch gears and to be able to respond to any type of disaster that can happen here.
In Wimberley, 70 homes were destroyed as the raging Blanco River ripped them off their foundations. Mary Jensen's family managed to escape the rising water just in time.
We would not have survived. I mean, nothing in that house survived. Very fortunate to have gotten out.
While Mary's home remained in place, the force of water turned the inside into a blender and huge trees into splinters.
We're just trying to get the mud out and the furniture out, and then the trees that are down out of the way.
Thanks to the First Response Team's trucks, equipment, and dedication, the cleanup took just a few days.
Oh, incredible progress today. I mean, this is cool.
It's really important for the First Response Team to respond to these historic disasters because there's just so much heavy-duty work that needs to be done.
Work that will continue for months in Texas as the state recovers from the historic round of devastating weather.
Well, you want to learn more? You can. All you have to do is simply go to weather.com and search for responding by storm. Now, Viv fills us on the rest of the heat in the west.
Yes, the heat has been a big story, of course, across the western half of the country, in particular the Pacific Northwest, including Portland, Oregon. Temperatures right now are on their way, of course, to extreme heat. Afternoon highs will be running a good 10 to 15 degrees above average across this region. So here is a look at the setup. Again, we're on our way to almost 80 degrees in the Portland area. Temperatures right now in the mid to upper 60s, but you could see tomorrow kind of a break in the heat, but then we return on Sunday and Monday to temperatures in the low to middle 80s. But other regions of the Pacific Northwest really getting in on the heat. Look at this in the Medford area, 91 degrees today, but down toward Redding in Northern California, over 100 degrees. Much of the same extends down to the Sacramento Valley too. 88 in Boise, Idaho tomorrow. Again, that's almost 10 degrees above average. Reynolds?
Okay, Vivian, thanks so much. You know, folks, when heat strikes, we get wild pictures showing streets shimmering, but, you know, weather can also affect what we see in the sky. Hey, here's a good example. What the person who shot this video calls these clouds and what they're also really called. That story coming up in just a few moments on Weather Center Live.
Responding by storm, powered by Ram Trucks. Guts, Glory, Ram.
It's a calling, a love affair, a quest, the next horizon. Everyone loves the chase.
The thing is, people think boys are loud and immature and don't care about feelings, but they're wrong. Thanks.
Kleenex. Someone needs one.
Are you a man over 40 and feeling tired, losing muscle, have less romantic drive? Then you need clinically shown to increase free testosterone levels. Ageless Male is now available at these fine retailers.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is a large and dangerous tornado.
That's why we get real local the moment you need it.
We are live in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi, Florida.
Real accurate.
This is round one of the severe storms that are coming through.
From real experts on the ground.
That is a gust front for you right there in Dusty, Texas. Wow.
Where you get your weather matters.
This is basically what makes the Weather Channel
Keep the Weather Channel on. Here at the Weather Channel.
The Weather Channel is out in full force today.
Only the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing, high 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Today's the day. More and more people with type 2 diabetes are learning about long-acting Levemir.
As my diabetes changed, it got harder to control my blood sugar. Today, I'm asking about Levemir.
Levemir is an injectable insulin that can give you blood sugar control for up to 24 hours. And Levemir helps lower your A1C. Levemir lasts 42 days without refrigeration. That's 50% longer than Lantus, which lasts 28 days. Levemir comes in FlexTouch, the latest in insulin pen technology from Novo Nordisk.
Levemir is a long-acting insulin used to control high blood sugar in adults and children with diabetes and is not recommended to treat diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not use Levemir if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause symptoms such as sweating, shakiness, confusion, and headache. Severe low blood sugar can be serious and life-threatening. Ask your doctor about alcohol use, operating machinery, or driving. Other possible side effects include injection site reactions. Tell your doctor about all medicines you take and all of your medical conditions. Check your blood sugar. Your insulin dose should not be changed without asking your doctor. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, sweating, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion.
Today's the day to ask about Levemir FlexTouch. Covered by most health insurance and Medicare plans.
You know the importance of heart health. You watch your diet, exercise, and may take an omega-3 supplement such as fish oil. But when it comes to omega-3s, it's the EPA and DHA that really matter for heart health. Not all omega-3 supplements are the same. Introducing Bayer Pro Ultra Omega-3 from the heart health experts at Bayer, with 2 times the concentration of EPA and DHA as the leading omega-3 supplement. Plus, it's the only brand with ProGel technology, proven to reduce fish burps. New Bayer Pro Ultra Omega-3.
You pay your car insurance premium like clockwork, month after month, year after year. Then one night you hydroplane into a ditch. Yeah. Surprise, your insurance company tells you to pay up again. Why pay for insurance if you have to pay even more for using it?
If you have Liberty Mutual Deductible Fund, you could pay no deductible at all. Sign up to immediately lower your deductible by $100 and keep lowering it $100 annually until it's gone. Then continue to earn that $100 every year. There's no limit to how much you can earn, and this savings applies to every vehicle on your policy. Call 1-844-530-9771 to learn more. Switch to Liberty Mutual and you could save up to $423. Call Liberty Mutual for a free quote today at 1-844-530-9771. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
New episode
episodes of Fat Guys in the Woods, Sundays at 9 on the Weather Channel.
You're watching the Weather Channel. We're in the lab. I'm Vivian Brown, along with storm specialist Dr. Greg Postel, and we're talking about Tropical Storm Carlos. It developed as over the last 24 hours.
Yeah, 40 miles per hour in the wind speed. It's off the coast of Mexico by about 200 miles or so. There it is on the pictures. Moving northwest very slowly, only at about 6 miles per hour, and that motion is kind of parallel to the coast, so you get the sense maybe it won't be coming on board like we thought it might have yesterday. So it looks like it's going to remain offshore, and that'll give it a chance to strengthen. And you can see right now where the center of circulation is, as I mentioned, about 225 south of Acapulco, swirling around with some thunderstorms there to boot.
And as we were talking just a couple of minutes ago, we are noticing that the system has weakened just a little bit, anyway, based on the satellite interpretation.
You know, I would say you're right. We're starting to see now some clear skies right in that zone. So basically, in areas that once were filled with thunderstorms, right now you can actually, from the satellite, see all the way down to the ocean surface. So maybe it doesn't have as many thunderstorms as it did 12 hours ago, but it could certainly come back in the next couple of days. And there it is in the water vapor image. But I'm looking at some dry air trying to work its way that way, those reds and oranges, Viv. That dry air might come in and infiltrate the circulation, which would tend to weaken it. And we'll see what that does over the next couple of days.
Okay, but if it does come back, we will definitely be the first one to let you know, of course, that it's reorganizing and more of a threat.
Look at the steering currents, Viv. Now, this is the upper level wind patterns, and you got a couple of big centers of action out here. You got a high pressure there and low pressure here, and that kind of is directing traffic, right? So Carlos being here, really it looks like it's kind of got one way to go. So it's going to probably go parallel there to the coast over the next. Look at all those lines on that. Wasn't that kind of confusing? This is where the Hurricane Center thinks it's going, and that looks about right based on the steering patterns.
Okay, pretty much parallel to the coast there, but we are keeping our eyes, of course, on Acapulco, and of course, Tropical Storm Blanca, which was once a hurricane when it was at this stage or at this position in the Eastern Pacific. But again, it does still have some very warm waters there.
It's got some warm waters and thunderstorms around it, so that's why we think there'll be quite a bit of rain across parts of Central America and Mexico, and that could cause some flooding. But I want to now turn our attention to next week's heat in the southeast, because it's going to be hot and humid as well. The first real heat wave that we've had, I think, since the last probably 2 years or so. And around that, we talked about this yesterday, with a big ridge of high pressure aloft, you get a pretty strong jet stream flowing like that. So from time to time over the next, say, several days to next week, we'll see little disturbances right along the northern periphery of that ridge, and that will lead to enhanced thunderstorm risk across parts of the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. So we'll be on the lookout for that. But underneath that ridge, it's going to be pretty hot. Our heat indices are over 100 degrees in many locations late next week, and our official forecast for Augusta, Georgia, has 100 degrees next Saturday. So that's pretty significant heat.
All right, pretty significant heat, and again, you talk about humidity as well.
Indeed, with that as well, yep.
All right, thanks very much, Dr. Postel. Back to you in the studio, Reynolds.
America, don't you love that guy? I mean, he just makes the complex understandable. It's amazing. All right, folks, you know, we get a lot of video here at the Weather Channel, and there are many examples of the ways why it is so amazing out there. But some of the videos you send, you also send them with questions. Here's a good example.
Courting these beautiful cloud bubbles. I think they're cloud bubbles. I don't know what that is.
Did she just say cloud bubbles? All right, well, let me help you out there, Catherine. Catherine Webb was kind of sending those in. Technically, these are called mammatus clouds. And yes, they do look like cloud bubbles high up in the sky. These were developed this week over Munster, Indiana. All right, so right there in the heart of the Corn Belt, this is what happened. She was situated right here in the town of Munster. And what she was seeing, she was kind of viewing towards the southwest, and she saw this thunderstorm. Now, what happens is that today, chance of thunder boomers, yes, but also a chance of tornadoes in the mix. Hey, folks, last month, storms packed torrential rain across parts of Wimberley, Texas, and we are hearing some of the dramatic 911 calls during that catastrophic flooding from a family who watched the waters swamp their home.
Currently in our area, 87 degrees, under mostly cloudy skies. This afternoon, partly cloudy. A stray shower or thunderstorm is possible. High 87. Tonight, mostly cloudy. Low 78. Winds east-southeast at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Friday, cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing. High 88. Here's our 7-day outlook.